Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Champions League predictions. We're gonna keep that in. Screw it.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
why
you
not?
guys?
Keep you on your toes, boys.
Might as well. Champions League predictions.
Video number 2 of the day.
We are back. We are back. I love this because it's the champions.
This is the best one.
That was good.
Stayed in relative tune. Whether it was the right one or not is up for debate. But we've got some big ones. We've got some good games this week. We've got all the English teams. We're going to go through all of them. Beginning with Newcastle against Mourinho. Benfica coming to Newcastle, mate. I just think Newcastle at home in the Champions League, this is where they've got to shine. This is where they've got to show up. They got a great away win, I think, last time out, didn't they?
Yes.
I think Newcastle are going to win, mate. I think they're going to win 1-0.
No.
No? What's going to happen?
You think Newcastle will win this game? No, not a chance. Not a chance. We are going to show up in this fixture. We are going to bring the spirit of my good friend Sir Bobby. We are, with all due respect to Newcastle, we are going to win 1-0 and we are going to go back to Benfica and eat loads of food.
That's a lovely day. Imagine Jose Mourinho's day after a 1-0 win at Newcastle in the Champions League in October. Just imagine what he's doing.
To be fair, if there's someone that can do it, to go to St. James's and nick a result like that, it's probably him. What do we expect from Benfica though? When Benfica showed up to the bridge, right? They were okay. They didn't play badly.
But it was just okay, wasn't it?
No, this is the thing. So defensively, I thought as a collective, they played well. They just weren't on the front foot when the chances came into their lap. They weren't clinical enough. They just weren't, and you could argue there wasn't enough chances even created. So this is where for Newcastle, it depends what Newcastle are going to show up. Do you know what I mean?
It's difficult for them at the minute, isn't it? They're kind of hit and miss. Premier League form is poor. Even Champions League, like they played well against Barcelona, lost, but then won in Belgium, I think.
Yeah.
Like they need to, if they win this, then they're in a good cause to be able to go through. This is kind of one of those where they've got bigger games, tougher games coming probably. And I think this is, unfortunately, I'd love to back Mourinho just because it's Jose Mourinho. Absolutely adore the geezer. But I think this is the kind of thing where like Benfica, don't want to be too disrespectful here, but Mourinho's ability to be able to like do things in these kind of games, it's getting harder for him because the teams he's managing are not the top teams anymore.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So as much as I think, Mourinho could obviously go and disrupt things at Newcastle, I just don't think he will. Are you going 1-0 Benfica? Because I'm going 1-0 Newcastle.
I'm going 1-1.
1-1, okay.
I'm going 1-1, and I say this similarly to how I said it when Chelsea played Benfica. And I remember I predicted a draw for that game because we know that away from home in these sort of games, Jose will be happy to chase a draw just to nick a point from there. And then the games at home, he'll be like, we have to win because that formula means that you do end up going through. Mm-hmm. And it's all about going through right now in this league phase. So I reckon 1-1, if Benfica, for example, get an equaliser, or even if they do get one goal, I think they're going to retreat. And then if Newcastle get one, they get an equaliser, Benfica will just still defend, just try and take the draw. So I'm going 1-1.
Speaking of defending, we got a game of football at the Emirates.
Bloody hell.
Arsenal, Atletico, Madrid. I mean, it's your score prediction first, but I think this game will go. I think Arsenal are going to slap them. I actually do.
Do you?
Yeah. I've got a weird feeling this is going to be a big night for Arsenal at the Emirates. I just do. I think at some point or another, I think this is the kind of game where Arteta will pull the rabbit out the hat. People are expecting, this is why the Champions League is the best competition in world football. People are expecting caginess. People are expecting defensive football, maybe. No, It's not going to be that. There's going to be red cards. There's going to be goals. And there's going to be, unfortunately for us, an Arsenal win.
I'm going to come out the grain here and do something wild.
Are you going to go for a Beto Everton prediction for me?
I'm going to go one further.
Wow.
It's funny. We got a comment on our last video saying that sorry, this was on my video asking, are you doing the watch along for this haram ball fixture? It's just Arsenal, Atletico. It's just nothing's gonna happen. I'm like that would be called a haram along.
The haram along.
The haram along. Because I'm not expecting too much to happen from this game in terms of entertainment. But I don't think Arsenal are going to get past Atletico.
Really? What, as in won't score a goal, won't beat them?
Will they score a goal? Maybe one. Maybe. I think Simeone and Atletico tonight are going to show up in a way where you see my thing about Arsenal not putting their chances to bed, but they just always get one or two just to get it over the line. Mm-hmm. I think Atletico are going to shut that down as well tonight.
Really?
And that's where I'm going with an Atletico 2-1 win.
Atletico Madrid are going to win 2-1. Mm-hmm. Wow, okay. Well, I'm gonna go 3-0 Arsenal.
Interesting.
It's just one of those. I get these bees in my bonnet
very
sometimes.
wrong. Arsenal might just start balling tonight and just shut. It would be typical.
Very wrong too.
But I don't know. I have faith in the Simeone.
Faith in Conor Gallagher to score.
Galadog.
Galadog. We're hoping for it. We're praying for it. Do we believe it? That's another story.
Yeah.
Villarreal versus Manchester City. I'm just looking at Man City as just like a recurring machine at this point. Like they're churning out victories. You know, they're one of those sit-on lawnmowers right now where they're just cruising over the top. The grass is getting cut. They're getting results and they're creeping up on everybody. Man City are 8th in the Champions League group. They have 4 points. Meanwhile, Villarreal have got 1 point down in 26th and not in a qualification place as of right now.
Yes.
Do they have enough quality to get the result here against Man City?
No.
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 I agree.
Probably not. On the night, you never know. Because even about Man City are not all of a sudden just now looking 100%. Haaland is. But City as a whole, no, there's still work to do. So I think it depends more on Man City and how they're going to show up tonight. Because they might just show up away from home at Villarreal and, you know, maybe not be going all guns blazing, and Villarreal might feel like there's a pocket of opportunity there. But no, I still expect Haaland to just rock up and be like, hold my beer.
How many is he going to score tonight?
I'll say, no, you know what? Today I'll say he'll score one.
One?
He'll score one.
Okay.
I'm going one. I think he calms down a little bit tonight.
I'm going to go 2-0 Man City, Haaland score both.
2-0?
Yeah.
I reckon 2-1 Man City and Haaland score one.
Okay, fine. Chelsea versus Ajax, mate. This is the last match that we both went to together. Chelsea Ajax.
It was.
We didn't go together, but we went to the same match at Stamford Bridge on the same night.
Yeah.
Together.
We met before the game, I remember.
We did.
Yeah.
And what a game that was.
Yeah.
One of the best football matches I've ever seen live. Not for performance 100%. From my team, but just pure entertainment. We should have won 5-4. Like, it should have been a famous win. 4-4, though. It was an absolute classic. And do you want to know something? I think it's going to be a classic again, but I think it's going to be a classic Chelsea thumping win. I think we're going to destroy Ajax, right?
Wow.
And that is without João Pedro, because obviously he got sent off in that last game at the very end against Benfica. So Mark Guiu, he scored a Conference League hat-trick, didn't he?
Yes. You think he's going to up it now in the Champions League?
He's not going to get a hat-trick, but he's definitely going to score more than one.
Oh.
So therefore he's going to score two.
Wow.
I'm going for it tonight. I genuinely think Chelsea are going to beat Ajax, and I say that with, like, poise.
What's the score?
It's not my go first. I don't make mistakes, okay? I don't make mistakes.
Swords, pack it in, mate.
Unless Beto's playing, in which case I make dreadful footballing calls. But Chelsea, I think we are building some momentum now.
Listen, I'm going to dive. I'm going to ask the ref and say you punched me in the face or something. You keep going at this rate. Yeah?
I'm going to get your croissant out. Did you eat it? When did you eat this? When did you? I did not see you eat this. I don't believe it.
Scooby-Doo. I just inhaled it.
This is Scooby-Doo. Oh, mate.
No, you know what? I agree with your sentiment here. Ajax have been poor.
Yeah.
I mean, even if when you look at their results, you look domestically, they've been poor. They lost 2-0 to Inter Milan in the Champions League. In the Eredivisie, then they drew 2-2 at PSV Eindhoven. They beat Breda. Then they got thumped 4-0 at Marseille. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Drew 3-3 to Sparta Rotterdam. And then lost to Alkmaar at home as their last result, 2-0.
They're struggling.
They are poor.
Yeah.
There is no reason why Chelsea can't rock up, especially after Marseille did it, and win 5-0 in that case.
Are you going to go with that?
I don't want to, but we should. We should. But again, look, this is Chelsea we're talking about, so we've got to be a bit realistic here. I think comfortable evening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think absolute thumping, but I am going to say Chelsea 3, Ajax 0.
I'm going to go with Chelsea 4, Ajax 0. And I think Mark Hughes scores 2 goals.
And you're going to? I reckon he scores 1.
Okay. That's still like a Champions League goal.
No, I want him on the score sheet.
Huge moment for his Chelsea career. I think Garnacho gets his first Chelsea goal as well.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
are you expecting a bit of rotation here? Or
yes and no, because I think there is still ominous fixtures left for Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a game where I think just take no chances. Yes, we've obviously been struggling recently with injuries. I wouldn't be too opposed to not starting Caicedo, which I would very rarely say that. And I know a lot of people might be like, no. If you don't want to risk it, you got to play Caicedo. And you see the difference, mate. Like at the weekend.
You do.
When he comes on the pitch, we are tenfold the team than when he's not on the pitch.
Yeah.
But I do think that this is an opportunity again for Lavia to get more minutes. Yep. I think for players like Lavia right now, this is perfect to have game. Because if he's not going to play the full 90, how do you get match fit? You play matches. You don't rest them. You don't wait. You keep them playing and you keep as many minutes as possible. And if Chelsea can keep winning, last season, right, winning this Conference League games was momentum building. And as much as the games weren't competitive, they weren't necessarily that taxing or difficult. This kind of match against Ajax, off the back of a 3-0 win that some would say was not deserved, I disagree. I still don't understand where this narrative's coming from. It's because it's Chelsea, that's why. But this is a great opportunity. And again, don't want to disrespect Ajax. Fabulous footballing institution, beautiful history, have been a wonderful team in the past. They're not that right now.
No.
So this is the perfect time for Chelsea to go out there, Stamford Bridge, entertain the crowd, keep building momentum, keep getting everyone talking about us for the right reasons. And we're going to do that convincingly. 4-0.
Fair play. And I agree with a lot of that sentiment, to be fair. And it's a chance. And this is, obviously, we know, Chelsea, Stamford Bridge, under the lights, Champions League night. You know, it would be lovely after the Liverpool win, after the last win against Forest, to now start, and even Benfica, to start building up some serious momentum. Beat Ajax here, and all of a sudden the feeling is starting to get really, really good. I will say, and this is going to be a little bit of a dark horse, right? This could be a game for Gittins. This is the sort of fixture I look at and go, this is where Gittins might thrive. Because there are many other games where I say, no, Gittins, this is not for him. This one, I think is for him.
He needs a moment too, doesn't he?
He does. So, and I reckon this in a Champions League game where the game is a little bit more open, it's not as intense. Ajax have spaces in behind. They're not as defensively resolute. I think this is a chance for him to be able to exploit.
I think you could be right. And I like that shout. I'd love for him to play and put in a good shift.
Yeah.
My 4th goal scorer is Estevao, by the way. I want to see him score a Champions League
Would
goal,
you start him this one, or would you wait until the weekend?
I think you can start him for sure. I think you can start him, and I think this is what I mean about balancing out playing a strong team,
Yeah.
but also like resting some. Estevao, I think, does start. Still questions as to why he didn't start against Forest. Whatever. Let Maresca manage him the way he wants to right now. I'm not going to question Maresca at this point. I think start him. Champions League, Stamford Bridge, against a team that are conceding loads of goals right now, do it. Just Give him that. You know, last time he played at Stamford Bridge, he scored the last goal, won the game, beat Liverpool. Famous, huge, massive. So I play him.
Yeah, I agree. Overall, I agree. And I think it needs to get to a point where he starts playing regularly and he's starting many games. Yeah, his impact is second to none, man. I love the player.
Me too.
Yeah.
Fully driving the train, fully on board the ship. Let's move into Tottenham Hotspur. Monaco versus Tottenham.
This one's bizarre. I don't know what to think. 'Cause on paper, you think, yeah, you know, Aston Villa. Not Aston Villa. Aston Villa went and got the job done at Spurs. Spurs go to Monaco, surely pick up a result. Surely. But
Monaco drew with Man City,
I'm not
mate.
so sure.
Monaco drew with Man City.
Monaco in the Champions League so far have had stinkers, though.
Club Brugge beat them very convincingly.
Yeah.
Tottenham have been pretty good in the Champions League.
But this is the history of the Tottenham. We say this every video. Because it is. It just is. Sorry, Spurs. It just is. You know, every time where I look and go, it says Tottenham written all over it. That's the one they're going to slip on. That's the one they're going to bottle.
Monaco banana skin?
It's possible.
I think it is.
It's possible.
I think it's a mouldy banana skin.
Mouldy.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Dangerous mould on that one. Give it a bit of ice. No, there's no ice in Monaco at this time of year, I don't think. On Tuesday or Wednesday in October, there's no ice in Monaco, is there? I think this is going to finish a draw.
Wise decision.
I think it could be, yeah. Is it my score first or you?
Interesting question.
I think it's you.
I think it's me too, to be fair. I will say Tottenham have now the chance to be able to bounce back from that loss against Aston Villa, because that was when you look at face value, that's a bad loss.
Yeah.
Right. And Aston Villa, top team overall, but Tottenham had that basically in their hands and they let it go. I would say this is a chance now for them to get back on track. I expect them to do it, but look, if this was any other team, I'd be like, yeah, they're winning. But it's Tottenham. It's just
who knows what to expect with these lot.
Man. It's hard to. You lot are the hardest to predict. So the Spurs, it's hard to predict you because on paper the team is better. Overall, the team is better. I expect them to get a result, but it's Tottenham. They will throw it away. So I don't know. I reckon a draw is the safest bet here. I'm gonna go 2-2.
I'm going to say 2-2 as well. I'm agreeing with you. I think there'll be goals. I think Monaco leak quite a few as well.
And they've not been good.
No.
Monaco have not been good.
Not great. But I think with Spurs, it's weird actually, isn't it? Because this Chelsea-Tottenham game coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
10 days or so from now. I feel like this is a massive, monstrous size game. It always is, but like now so more than ever. Because I think what Chelsea are currently doing is we've kind of like taken that bad patch that last season, I don't want to speak too soon here, but I genuinely believe this wholeheartedly. We had a very long bad patch last season. Then we turned it around.
Yes.
I think we've snapped out of it this year. Whereas
Agreed.
I've got a feeling Spurs are kind of snapping into something now.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. And if you bring it back to the Bodo Glimt result as well,
yes.
They were so lucky there to
They
get
were
a draw.
very lucky.
And that kind of goes hand in hand with some of these like really feeble results. I'm looking at Vicario. I'm like, what's happened to this man? Like, he is nowhere near the level of shot stopper, ball playing goalkeeper that I thought he was last season. I think they've got, and again, Thomas Frank I back as a manager. I think he's a smart guy. I think he's a good manager. I think he did a great job at Brentford. And I think with the team he's got here at Spurs, give him a bit of time and I think he could lock them into something. But then I also don't see them getting a result here, which then means like, who Tottenham got at the weekend in the Prem?
Tottenham
Let's have a look. Because if they then don't win, they got Champions League again next week before they play Chelsea.
Tottenham got Everton away.
See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's a few games here where Spurs could be in disarray. And I feel like Monaco away and Everton away. If you're a Spurs fan, let us know in the comments down below. I don't expect many Spurs fans to listen to me, to be honest, ever. So I don't think I'd ever have someone watching even on ShootOut.
But you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But it's banana skin, isn't it?
It is.
Because it's not. You should expect to win this.
Exactly. But the thing is with Tottenham lately, they've not been as potent as you expect them to be. I'm hearing, especially from yesterday, Thomas Frank is getting a little bit of criticism, and I think justifiably so, because the personnel that they have in the team now is actually a lot more leveled up than it was before.
Big time.
And you expect them to get results, but in terms of structure, it seems like they have moments where things just freeze. You know, like Tottenham can play good football. They have good portions of their games where it's like, oh wow, really good moves.
Yeah.
But then when they don't have the ball, sometimes they can look really resolute, and sometimes it's like everyone's just
Stunned.
Yeah,
like
and
the
all of a
Villa
sudden
goals.
you just walk through them.
Yeah.
And that's going to be on Thomas Frank to resolve. And now there's a bit of a theme starting to build up. Is he going to address it, or is it going to be the same? God knows.
Well, we finished the English clubs with Frankfurt versus Liverpool. And we said in the Premier League results show, which was the last video on the channel, check that out, by the way. It was more like podcast length, actually, this week, as opposed to like a review for like 30 minutes or whatever. But this is like, as must-win games go for Liverpool, at this point now, it's desperation. 4 defeats in a row for the Premier League champions off the back of spending $500 million in a single window is just not good enough.
No.
Arne Slot is under serious pressure. Liverpool players are under serious pressure. I'm watching Liverpool fans that would normally be quite like, let's say, relaxed within a piece of content. Because, you know, you win in the Premier League, you ran away with it last season. And I'm seeing people just be like, this is really, really bad. And it is really, really bad.
It is really bad, man.
And you've got here Ekitike against his former club, right? Frankfurt.
Yes.
Just been taken apart, really, by bigger teams over the course of recent history, losing top players. What do you do here if you're Arne Slot right now? Because you could argue that you look at this match and you think Liverpool should beat Frankfurt. I'd argue that Chelsea away is a harder fixture. Man United at home, probably still a harder fixture. If you're Liverpool, right? Do you just go out there and be like, right, Florian Wirtz knows how to play against these lot, stick him out there? Alexander Isak's a £150 million striker. Put him out there, fix your form, get me a goal, get us a win, please. Or do you get those guys nowhere near the starting 11, play Hugo Ekitike against his former club, who has been, without question, the best of those signings that they've made so far this season? If you're Slot, what do you do?
I think it's easy to understand, but the modern day structure won't allow him to do what's actually deeply needed. The most straightforward thing is, look, Wirtz, you're out of form. You're on the bench. Isak, I'm sorry, I've got a striker who's playing better than you. You're on the bench. Ekitike plays against his old former club, probably is going to score. You use the midfield that you know you can rely on or is already tested. McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, you're sorted. Right now, I don't know if McAllister is going to be able to play based on what we saw in the weekend, looking like Petr Cech, but we'll see if he's going to be okay. Hopefully he is. But you go back to type on what you know works, and then you give an opportunity to those players to prove themselves by maybe coming off the bench for 20 minutes, show me what you can do in this short amount of time, prove to me that I can pick you. But their fees are not going to allow him to be able to do that because you can't
politics,
leave. It's politics. And this is why modern football is the way that it is now. You get these decisions that are based on the influence rather than what the player is actually doing in the moment for the football team. Because he's 130 million, because Wirtz is 110 or 105, 115 million. But, mate, that's 250 million worth of player. Just there.
It's bad, isn't it?
On the bench, not playing well. You can't do that. Like, you should be able to, but financially, you cannot do that. Liverpool will go, listen, my friend, I'm sorry. You can pick anyone, but we're going to have to get you to pick these two because we need them to play.
But
end of story.
It's so ridiculous, isn't it? Because if they don't win and they don't beat Frankfurt and they're on the bench, like, what do people say then? But how have you spent this money and left them on the bench?
But this is like... You can't, everything's going to be in hindsight. You can't like predetermine all outcomes and know exactly what's going to happen. But what anyone cannot argue with right now is these players are not playing well, specifically Wirtz. Isak, we already know that there is a player there. And I think if you give a little bit more time, he will start clicking at some point. You'd think, anyway. Wirtz, though, Wirtz looks like he just doesn't fit at Liverpool. Right? And I don't say that to mean he's a bad player. He's not a bad player. Wirtz is a great midfielder. But it doesn't mean all great players are going to fit into how Liverpool play. You know, and I do get the feeling right now, as much as people want to maybe shift it onto Arne Slot and go, if there was a different manager that maybe manages them better, you might be able to get a different output. But I think there could be a misprofile with Wirtz, and I think overall buying Wirtz might have been the wrong decision.
And is it too late to... Because his value is not going up sitting on the bench at Liverpool. So is there any way Liverpool can rectify this? Because... you're not going to sell Isak. Just not going to sell Isak. And you'd be a fool to sell Ekitike, because Ekitike, I think, is fantastic.
He's been class.
And I think now, again, hindsight, right?
Yes.
Chelsea would have signed him last summer.
Yeah.
I think we could win the league this year. I mean that. I really do.
There's a bit of a
Nothing
theme
against
developing
Pedro
there.
and Delap, but I think if we had Ekitike, I think we could win the league.
There is a theme developing here. That the players that we were linked with, that we were kind of close to getting and we didn't, all of a sudden now are balling and we're like...
Samuel Omarodion, mate. £100 million striker, apparently.
Mate, even Wharton. Do you remember when we first linked with Wharton? We were like,
laughed.
what are we doing?
I laughed.
Look at Wharton now.
What do I know, eh? As I keep getting reminded in the comments of YouTube videos.
Exactly. But with Liverpool, Ekitike is an example of someone who's come in and really done the job. So it's not to say that all their business has been poor, but for the money spent, and this is why what you just alluded to, Wirtz's value isn't going to increase if you're just sitting on the bench.
No.
And this is where money takes the precedent here, which it shouldn't be that way, but it just is. That is modern day football. Unfortunately, I disagree with it, but that's how it is. Because of that, Wirtz cannot not play.
Yeah.
He has to play. You know, same goes for Isak. But I think that's hindering Liverpool.
I agree. But I also... part of me has been... I've been saying this every week, and in prediction videos, particularly the Man United one, I'm like 4-1. Like, no, Liverpool aren't going to keep losing games of football.
Yep.
But then fundamentally here, we're seeing like the entire team is incoherent within one another. And like, as much as people can easily, and we spoke about this a bit on the stream, people can easily throw, oh, it's a waste of money on Wirtz, oh, Isak overpaid, didn't need him. It's also the players like Mo Salah. Mo Salah looks a shadow of the man he once was.
Yes.
You can't tell me, right, Andy Robertson has won 2 Premier Leagues, won a Champions League at Liverpool. Why all of a sudden can this guy not get any minutes over a player who's probably for me been the worst of the lot? Kirkesh has been awful. Absolutely awful. How is Robertson now just what? Not allowed to play football? Is he rubbish all of a sudden? Slot's got to be bold here. And I think this has got to be the game where he does that. I would say, like, even right back, Conor Bradley, I like Conor Bradley. I think he's a good footballer. Not been good enough. Kirkesh, not good enough. The shape of the Liverpool defence has been so poor. I think it's time to bring Joe Gomez in. I think it's time to bring Robertson in. I think, obviously, you can't replace Alisson. Mamardashvili just isn't as good as Alisson. He's not, so that's a big loss for Liverpool. But I think you've got to be bold. I think maybe Salah's got to come out. He's just really not playing well enough. You can throw all the blame on Wirtz and Isak, but Salah's been so poor.
Well, this is where there's a tension that turns to Arne Slot, right? Because, and I've seen some Liverpool fans say this, and I can't not disagree, has Arne Slot just basically been riding off Jurgen Klopp's cocktails, basically, and just using up what Klopp put in place for him to win that first league title? And now that Slot is actually having to build his own proper version, it's not going well. I've seen some Liverpool fans start to doubt Arne Slot already based on the last 4 games. And when you look at players that are normally just banging, Mo Salah, for example, he looks non-existent.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
Disappeared.
So this is where, like, is it actually Slot? What is Slot doing with this team that has got them just not playing, not even just not playing well, not playing together? We were talking about in the game against United how slow they look. Liverpool are normally you can't see them. A to B, boom, they're gone.
Yeah.
Lightning. Now they're just coasting.
Frimpong's
really
got to play on the
slow.
right wing for me.
That too.
I would drop Salah and put Frimpong right wing. And if he does that,
you?
I think Liverpool win. I do think Liverpool will win this game, actually. To bring it back to tonight, Champions League. It's Wednesday night, sorry. I think Liverpool will win.
You know what? I wouldn't be as bold as that, personally. I would keep Salah on, but I would change the approach in Liverpool. I think Arne Slot likes to control the game with the ball a little bit more than how Klopp used to. But that's just, I think the personnel that Liverpool have, that's just not what they're suited to. And ironically, as much as some other teams cannot operate playing basketball football, I think Liverpool are the best at it. And I think Liverpool need to go back to that sort of type kind of and go, listen, we just want to play really quick, direct A to B football and just get everyone going at 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And I think if they do that, there'll be not just an element of excitement, but I think you start getting some players clicking as well. And I think Salah's one of them.
Okay. I think Liverpool are going to win 2-1.
Do you?
Yeah. 2-1 Liverpool. I think one of Wirtz and Isak will score. I think Isak will score. 2-1. You write it in.
You know what? I'm not convinced.
Eunice talks relegation.
Eunice talks crisis.
Yeah.
I'm going 1-1.
1-1. Wow.
I don't think they lose, but I don't think they win.
I mean, where are Frankfurt in this table right now? Frankfurt are 15th, bang in the middle, 6 goals scored, 6 conceded. Could be goals, maybe.
They're ahead of Liverpool.
Potentially. Could be goals. Okay. Well, I want to say 2 things actually here. First one is, how smart is Stephen Bartlett, by the way, for posting a podcast with Jurgen Klopp the day after Arne Slot loses to Man United. And he's there telling everybody, he's like, would you go and manage Liverpool again? Genius.
That was phenomenal.
Absolute genius.
Phenomenal. And might I add, I've not seen the whole thing, but a beautiful podcast with Jurgen Klopp. I mean, some of the detail, it's like 2.5 hours. Fascinating. Stephen Bartlett, big up to you.
Big up, big up. And the second thing is, if Liverpool lose this, could he go?
No. He won't get sacked immediately after. We're not going to get, Marinakis vibes at Liverpool, that's for sure. But if they lose this game, he's under pressure instantly. At that point, everyone's talking about Arne Slot's job.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. Yeah. Well, anyway, Champions League football, we absolutely love it. We'll be back on. Wait, you're going to go through the other ones quickly?
Before we wrap up, Barcelona, Olympiacos, quick one.
Barca win.
Yeah, fair play. I'm going Barcelona win as well. They're at the new camp. They should be able to get the job done. Bayer Leverkusen, PSG.
Draw.
You going draw?
Yep.
I feel the same because PSG, by the way, Strasbourg nearly beat them. Should have beaten them.
Should have. Yeah.
Finished 3-3. They were 3-1 up.
Yeah.
PSG struggling against Blueco as a whole right now, it seems. And there are other games here, but we're not going to go through all of them. Real Madrid, Juventus, that's a big one, I think, for the entire week.
Real Madrid just to win. I don't see Juventus as a big, strong team anymore.
Juventus lost 2-0 to Fabregas's Como.
Nico Paz, mate, what a player.
Beautiful.
Serious baller.
Beautiful. I expect Real Madrid to get the job done as well. And a one that at left field, Sporting versus Marseille. That's actually a really good tie, that. I would want to watch that.
3-3. Yeah, big time.
3-3.
Big dog game.
I'm gonna second that. Let's go 3-3 for that. Let us know your predictions down below. But there we are.
Yeah, Champions League football, we absolutely love it. Of course, we've got Champions League next week as well. So now is the time to subscribe to ShootOut, by the way. The watch-alongs are going great. We're also not just doing Chelsea ones. It's a bit difficult at the moment with locations and stuff to be able to stream all of the games all of the time. But we won't bore you with all of those details. Just keep an eye on the channel. We're going to be scheduling streams and stuff in advance too, so you can set your reminders. Chelsea Ajax, we will be live from the Belgian Beer Cafe, I believe, tomorrow night.
Yes.
Are we going to do that one there?
Yep.
So make sure you do come through if you fancy a little late night Champions League with the boys. Get involved. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you all there.